Yo, hello everyone, and welcome to SpeedGaming. This is another entry of the very successful so far Enemizer tournament. My name is Shady Force, and I'm joined by our tournament organizer extraordinaire slash commentator or tracker for every single race, Moocow. How you doing?
I'm doing just wonderful. How you doing, Shady?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Not too bad.
Coming off a big win there.
It's my first time winning a race and not going 1-0 down. So that means I'm definitely going to lose 2-1. We'll see. But talking about this race here, and I've got half an eye on it because should I win, the winner of this would be my opponent. We've got a great race now between sk00pula and Magnit Handz, and this should be a great one. I'm really looking forward to it.
Magnit is someone that I got to watch a few times in this tournament so far. His movement speed is impeccable. I've always been a fan of sk00pula's play too. So, you know, this is definitely, we're getting down into the round of 16. We're starting to see that cream rise to the top. So I'm definitely excited to see, you know, how these two can duke it out here.
It looks like we're both starting at Sank, and we've got the little small key. Oh, sk00pula's starting at Sank and then saving and quitting. That's a new one. I wonder is this the south route, picking up the bush bombs into the Kakariko. Oh.
I caught a crystal at Tower Hera, and I think it was a crystal over at Desert. They both caught me off guard as I was prepping to do my own tracking here.
I think it was a basic pendant at Eastern. I didn't catch the color. It didn't look green.
Well, we have an awesome tracker in Arya Stark, so I'm not too worried about missing on that info.
Yeah, we had simultaneous tree pulls, but from different locations there. I think that was 10 arrows on the lumberjack. Either that or a sword.
Yes.
It was one of those two.
Arrows.
10 arrows.
It was
okay.
10 arrows.
Alright, that's boring. I would have been much more excited if it was a sword. Might have been dealing with some more low percent bosses. Nobody wants to watch an Enemizer seed and just get the runner see them with gold sword for the whole thing.
Or, you know, red armor, bunch of hearts, you know, anything that I roll, which, by the way, I rolled this seed again. I was asked to roll it. I keep getting fired by chat because they want chaos, and they don't get it when I roll these seeds, yet I keep rolling them. So, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Magnum was getting kind of bullied in the forest there. I wonder if it was always his intention to save and quit there, or he just decided to back up to the south route into CAC, because the bird was probably going to kill him.
Well, no fish was there. No fish was there. He didn't have any bombs. Now he found the fish, ironically enough, outside Link's house. So maybe that just played a small factor and just waving the white flag on that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but this is a long way to carry the fish, and also you can't really bring the fish into the library, so you're going to skip that check. You could still check the race game, but you can't get the item. So, yeah, I guess it's probably worth it.
There's nothing there, so...
Yeah, just a heart piece. It's just a heart piece in the library. Magnet's going to have to check that himself later. He's not going to be able to bring the fish in there. Maybe he'll put it off and only check it when he has boots.
Well, there's blue armor right there off the bat in the back of the pub there.
Oh, so boring.
Sorry, guys. It's my fault they're going to get all the safeties.
Oh, that was your only bomb, sk00pula? Oh, that's unfortunate.
He's got money, though.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tricky chicken hut. The red spear guards that charge at you, they just go so fast. Oh yeah, I done much better this time.
Nothing so far in Blind's Hut for Magnit. There's a sword in Chicken Hut. Blind's Hut is a strikeout.
Yeah, that sword saved his life there, and in Chicken Hut he might not have made it out without that. Yeah, that was a well-earned sword. You'd had to work hard for that, for sure. Oh, Magnit hasn't done the Lost Woods at all. I just realised he hasn't. I don't know if he even saw the mushroom item or the drop down. He definitely didn't go into the drop down.
Our tracker said that he was having some problems with that Hinox there.
Oh, the Hinox is blocking. It wasn't just the bird. Yeah, that makes sense.
But he's not finding anything of... Well, he found a shovel there.
Great. After you do the south route into Kakariko, then you find the shovel. That's unfortunate. I guess he's just going to walk it all the way back down. He's still got to check the library.
I think he still has to do the couple checks down in here. Did he do the well? And I just completely blanked already.
No, maybe he didn't do the well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think he did the well.
I think it's always his intention to do blind set up to the forest and back down to the well. Very awkward start, this one. Oh. Did you say boots?
I said, oops, he threw the bomb the wrong way.
Oh, right. I got excited.
Oh, no, I rolled the seed. I wouldn't be shocked if boots came early. Just give all the baby mode items and have the seed be done in $1.10 or something, you know? So Scupula's about to pick up his shovel. Magnet's about to get their sword. If they can get through this mess.
Run, Magnit, run! Okay, we made it. Now can we make it out of Chicken Hut? Yes.
Yeah, grab that. Alright, so Scupula has finished up the cat cleanup. And are we looking at an Eastern play here?
Yeah, this isn't so bad when Eastern's appended, because you don't feel so bad about dipping into Eastern. And you don't really worry if you just can't beat the boss or even get to the boss. So I quite like this.
I was going to say, that boss isn't exactly guaranteed to be an Armorist Knight now, is it there?
No, it could be it could be an easy boss as well. It's just getting to the boss is probably the bigger problem in the dark room without... I guess they have... Never mind, you have a lamp. Now you can see what's going on. I still don't expect him to go for the boss no matter what is there. I think he'll pop in, get some of the items and leave. We still have all of South Shore to do.
Of course, with going in the Eastern, you're not bow locked per se. Now, logically, you need to bow for the old school logic purposes. That still applies, but to physically get through that room in the back, you do not need the bow. That Red Igor's not going to be there. And the bosses are on Chaos Boss Shuffle. That basically means any boss can appear anywhere, so as the arena allows for that. And they are not capped. We've had seeds where we've had multiple Argus, we've had multiple Helmas, we've had basically an Oops All Moldorm. There was a seed that we had 6 Moldorms, and the 7th one was the King of the Moldorms Trinex, so we just called him a Moldorm to make him feel included. So yeah, we've had a lot of chaos in that sense. So you may not even need the Ice Rod in the seed. But then again, you never know.
We haven't yet had a seed where they've climbed GT without the Ice Rod and found a Trinex, have we? I haven't seen one.
There has been one earlier. Who was it? Tyler Salt and Rosalindis.
Oh, okay.
Roz climbed and got to level 2 and looked like she was on her way to winning, and ran into a Trinex.
Oh, that's crazy.
And they had one crazy series, so it ended up deciding it in favor of Tyler Salt. So Gina's got nothing. I admittedly haven't been paying too much attention to everything that Scupula's been getting.
Yeah, nothing so far at least.
Sword, he should be able to get to the back. Arya, our tracker, believing the boss check was Argus. Which means that is not doable. Need the hook shot for that.
Certainly takes away any tricky decisions if there was an item left on the boss. I think in a way you're probably happy to see that. Oh, that's a dangerous jump! Ooh.
So we got a sword, bow, arrows, and a half magic in Mini Boldorm Cave.
Okay, I think that was the third item in Eastern, so I think it was just the map on the boss. Although I'm not 100% sure, I might have missed it earlier. I thought that we saw the 3 items, so we're probably not. We're probably not going to care. All 3 items, yeah. Thank you, Arya. Now we're going to see the front of Escape from Scupula. Scupula's definitely putting off South Shore, which is interesting. And maybe he's trying to get enough money to end up going to Zora. Maybe that's the idea. And when you have the lamp, you're not really scared of going to Dark Cross either, because you can be able to. You'll see the way.
The only dangers is how many enemies that there might be in Dark Cross, and if they swarm and fending them off with a fighter sword. That's about it. But these are savvy enough runners, they can figure their way around dodging, unless they're red guards. Which, as we're seeing with Scupula, the red guards do not want to let off.
Yeah, the blue mail helps a bit though.
Magnet's going to get his lamp here in a couple of moments.
Yeah, so we still have no pieces of the Dark World puzzle here.
Scupula found the map, so there definitely is going to be an item in Dark Cross. He was in Sanctuary.
Oh, where did Magnit get that bow? Was that one of the things in Mini Boldorm?
Yes, it was.
Okay, cool.
Scupula's like, just dance around so I can get this key, and then you can death warp me.
Yeah, so we're going to be taking this all the way to the back of Escape. If we don't die. That's the intention, so yeah, this makes some sense. I think Magnit might have a slightly easier time though with the Master Sword. When he comes here, depending on what kind of enemies we find. Oh, there's
And of
some.
course, it's Guard
Yeah.
City.
Yeah, I think the blue mail is what you want there more than the sword, just so you can damage boost through those.
While we're waiting a moment for Scopula to get to some fresh checks and Magnet's retracing steps, please give these two runners a follow. They've made it to the round of 16 for a reason. They are really good runners. Oh, Scopula just got wall mastered.
Oh dear! Oh no!
He's going to go back.
Well, you have to. He has to go back, I think. Well, I guess Cupula still has South Shore,
But
we know they have to go back.
yeah, we know that.
We can infer progression is almost certainly here, and if it's not here, it's on Agina, I guess.
We saw Agina.
Shovel.
That was nothing. Shovel was a red meringue.
We saw the shovel. Yeah, it must be here then.
But yeah, before that, Wallmaster rudely interrupted Scopula here. Please give these runners a follow. Also, I threw in the links for myself and Shady and Arya, who's doing our tracking. So please feel free to throw some follows too. And there's also some information on the Enemizer. Scopula was ready for it that time.
Oh, it comes down right as soon as you go through the door there. So if you pause to... Oh, you gotta be careful here. Okay. If you pause at all to check out what the enemies are, it just comes down and grabs you. We'll see if that happens to Magnit as well. It seems like it's a very easy thing to accidentally let happen.
Okay, as soon as he gets through, he should be safe. Glove.
Okay, and a moon pearl. So I guess we're going up to the mountain now. Well, I mean, Scopula may do South Shore first. But the mountain's going to be where our progression is. Actually, unless it's Aga. It could be an Aga seed, I guess. There are only 2 checks on the mountain we can get to.
If nothing else, it would give you the save and quit. And I would rather... I guess if it's me, I would just take the time to get the save and quit out of the way. Check, there, see what's there. Because if you do find that one key item you need, such as a hammer or the other glove, then you're saving yourself potentially an Aga fight. Because we already know Lumberjack Ledge is dead. So, we'll see what Scopula does after they run their South Shore checks here and pick up some of their goodies.
Yeah, it's slightly more interesting for Magnit, because Magnit will be here in the castle already. And having already done the South Shore, now he knows that it's just the 2 checks on the mountain, Zora, or an Aga seed. So he might be slightly more tempted to just beat Aga, because he's already in the area. I guess we'll see what he does.
Question in chat. Hovering is legal. You are allowed to hover. I'm keeping track on my own tracker here. Mountain climb is in logic. Zora itself is in logic. Now Scopula is a few bucks shy. And this is risky. Going to try to do the fake flipper. When you do fake flipper and Enemizer, you have no idea what you're getting into. And if you get hit, that's 30 seconds down the drain waiting for your sprite to respawn in the safe spot. Just the 50 on the Hylia Island.
Well, you said just a 50. He kind of wants that 50. Because we do not currently have enough money.
Scupula's making it through, though.
Okay, will he be bailed out with some money in Waterfall?
Nope.
Yeah, this is a big problem because this is an in-logic check that he's not able to get to. So, and there's a book that you can get that book.
What's the splash delete?
Yep. Yeah, you've got a bow and bombs. He's thinking about. Oh, he's. That's interesting. I don't know if he doesn't know or feel comfortable with the splash delete, or he's putting off the book until he has enough money to go up there for Zora anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's easy in hindsight, but I can't help but feel maybe it's a slight mistake to go to the Zora area without the 500. But this is definitely worst case scenario. I think at this point you just assume or hope that Zora isn't the logical check. I'm kind of he's doing the shovel check, but I think the mountain's the place you want to be, and then just do Aga and give up on Zora.
What I honestly would have done, and of course we had all this action going at the same time. If you're that close when you're Ice Rod Cave, which he was, just go into the Thief Cave. It's right there, and get the $20, and boom, you're at 500. Then you can go down and fake flipper, and you go in there and you have your $500.
Yeah, it looks like Scupula is strictly ahead on checks at the moment because he's checked. Well, I say checks. He's been to the Zora area. He hasn't got any of the items, which is interesting because despite getting grabbed by the hand, I think it shows how much time Magnit would have lost with his north route into Kakariko when he was blocked by the Hinox and had to save and quit. Oh, that's a dangerous enemy. Oh, yeah, Hobo was a dangerous place to go. We haven't seen Hobo from the Scupula side.
No, he just went straight to the Zora area. Magnit got the fake flipper going.
Well, there's your real flipper, so now you can go straight back to Zora.
And there's your mitt on the Hobo.
Oh, that's such a... I would lose this seed for sure. I would not be going anywhere near Hobo.
So that splash delete into the Hobo play is big for Magnit hands.
Where's Magnit going now? I guess he's still going to... Now he's going to take this route to Zora area? Kind of surprises me, because you've got the Dark World open now. So why would you go to what for him is out of logic water checks? I guess he thinks something might still be on Zora. I don't know, I don't know, this is a bit risky, especially because of the enemies. This is pretty scary. So with the flippers, Scupula is going to go back to the water area. I guess that makes sense because Zora, having not picked up the book, he wants to get back there and get the book and whatever Zora has, which could be the progression item from his perspective.
Technically, it could be the hammer.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what Zora has. We know Zora doesn't need to have anything now though, so.
Here we were thinking maybe Magnit got away with something, and as soon as he got it, Scupula, of course, gets the flippers off the old man rescue and negates that.
Yeah.
Magnit doesn't know that, of course. He has yet to make his way to the mountain.
Yeah, Scupula was kind of bailed out here with those flippers. Yeah, it's a bit unlucky for Magnit, I think, here, but still a lot of seed to go.
So Magnet's going to go ahead and make his way up the mountain.
Yeah, this is interesting, not rushing the Dark World. Because he, as far as he's concerned, the flippers are out of logic, so he thinks there's probably progression here on Down Mountain, and he's correct, but like, if it's a hammer, you definitely want to get this before you go to the Village of Outcasts. So this makes a lot of sense for him.
This should be the Dark World play for Scupula coming up. Starting at Sank, should be heading one over to Kakariko and into the portal there.
Yeah, so it does look like Scupula has a slight lead now at this early stage of the race. But I think it's fair to say he's a little bit fortunate to have the slight lead, considering what happened.
And there was the boots. I did not see that earlier.
Did Scupula climb the mountain, or did he leave after flippers?
I don't remember.
Maybe
we had
chat
action going on both screens at the same time.
Yeah, maybe chat will let us know.
We got our reds at Swamp and Ice, and there is a pendant in Mire, and I missed the other pendant.
We have conflicting opinions of whether Scupula climbed the mountain after flippers. Thanks, chat. Okay, Scupula climbed, so he would have checked those boots. It's good information. Oh, nice set of rollers here. Good job healing through them. So Scupula is deciding to go into Skull Woods, and Magnit is going to go straight into the Village of Outcasts. So we've got a little bit of divergence here.
Scupula has found one item in the front of Skull Woods. That was a full heart.
That's an unfortunate hit. Okay. Need to be a little bit careful here. This is dangerous enough. Skull Woods. He said he found one item. Oh, I guess he went to the...
He went right as soon as he went into the front and got the heart, so he had to go to the middle to get a key.
So no second item yet. Even a compass might be handy, so you know whether or when it's safe to come back later. What we don't want to find is the big key leading to another small key. There's the compass.
Bumper Ledge is dead. It's just got bombs. Now Magnet's going to make way in the Skull Woods. Did Magnit even go down to the brewery?
I think he just did the 2 top village checks and then headed up to the Lost Woods, which is interesting. It's not the first route I would have considered, but I don't really see anything obviously wrong with it. It seems like a reasonable option. If you're a little bit aggressive, when you find the first item so quickly in Skull Woods and you don't have the fire rod, I'd be so tempted to just leave. Just one and done. And assume the second item's either nothing or it's in the back lock behind the fire rod. But it does pay to be a bit thorough when you're missing the hammer and the mirror, because they will both open up a lot extra checks in the village. So I can't really fault being a bit thorough as well.
That's an Armos Knight in Skull Woods.
Yeah, that can be a bit of a tricky boss in that dungeon. I guess when you do have a sword, it's not so bad because you can just slash him into the spikes. But I wouldn't call that the easiest boss in that arena. Oh, a son. That's slightly unfortunate. Okay, so that's one hand grab each now.
Here's the big key. And Thieves Town.
I missed what the first chest was.
Full heart.
Another full heart. What's with all this health? Next Enemizer journey, take out a bunch of the heart containers. And the mail upgrades. How about that?
I need to just quit rolling seeds for people. That's the problem. So there's a 50 spot for the second item. And there is a tempered sword for the third item. So you have a 3-item front in Thieves Town, which is a crystal.
I feel like we've had so many of these recently. That 3 items in the front. Like, is that just me that's noticed this trend?
No, I'm feeling the same, and
it's like almost every seed here. I can't remember the last one of these that didn't have a 3-item front.
Now, as you're going to see,
we need to have words with the developers. What's going on?
Scopula is going to go to the boss and see what it is, and it is a mold orm. So, the good thing about the Enemizer, no need to get the maiden, no need to bomb the attic. You can just go straight to the boss and fight it.
Stand in the middle. Stand in the middle. There we go.
It is a map. So there is one outstanding item left in Thieves Town. It is possible it could be in the big chest, which is hammer locked. In most cases, I have rarely seen anyone go in and go back for that 4th item. They've usually just left and taken their chances in the rest of the Dark World, and that's what Scopula is doing.
Yeah, I think it's a huge anti-percentage to play to go and chase that 4th item. I don't think anyone will do it unless they're feeling like they need a real gamble.
Scopula are going to get a little bit of extra money so they can do the dig game.
Yeah, this is a little bit of time lost, although I'm not sure what else much you could have done with it. There are a couple of 5 rupee pops in Thieves Town, but they're kind of out of the way, so this is a reasonable option. Magnit's been in a healthier money situation all seed. Didn't have to worry about Zora money. And he still has plenty of money for the game and pod money afterwards.
$29 digs for a 300.
I like the neat dig pattern. Filling out the whole block.
Meanwhile, Magnit picks up their first crystal. Shortly after sk00pula got his. So this will be a play right on over into Hype Cave.
Yeah, and after Hype Cave, I guess we'll have to figure out what we're doing next, and I guess it has to be pod. I can't think of a more different option that's more reasonable. Yeah, you have to go to pod here because it's a long walk from the village portal no matter what.
There's your
there's
hammer.
the hammer. Never mind. Now you have options. But I think your option is go to pod, but this time you're beating it.
I mean, that's pretty much sealed. Pod decision.
So Magnit is... Okay, there's a bit of divergence here again. Magnit is picking up the smith without the mirror, which I personally hate. I hate doing smith chain without the mirror.
I think he's going to end up abandoning it. I'd be shocked if he goes through with it.
Once he gets the hammer, yeah, and maybe just head to pod anyway. That's definitely a possibility.
Bombs there. Question in chat, why pod? They're able to full clear it pending the boss, of course, an Enemizer, because the boss is not guaranteed to be Helma. Could be something they can't beat, but there are 5 items that are waiting there in pod to be checked. So, you know, it's a dense location and you can get a lot accomplished. If you're able to beat the boss, that's another crystal in the books.
Yeah, pretty much that, and you just don't really have. They don't really have anywhere better to be. Even if they didn't pick up that hammer, I think they needed to go to pod anyway.
You know what? It's that or catfish. Statistically, you're going to go to pod.
I don't know what music this is, but it's pretty chill. I'm enjoying it so far.
This is Magnit's Tekken Mix.
Oh, cool.
Which he does dabble in producing music.
Okay, so Magnit has taken the smith to the pyramid, and he probably will go to catfish and then save and quit from there, which is interesting. I'm more inclined to like what sk00pula is doing in terms of rushing the dungeon that you're possibly able to beat, but there's so much items there. But there is something to be said in Enemizer for... Oh, Magnit. Gotta go the long way around now. There is something to be said for doing more overworld in an Enemizer seed because of the boss shuffle aspect. You want to give it as much chance as possible that you can beat a dungeon in one go. So if you were to find the hook shot or the fire rod here, it could potentially lead to a big time save.
sk00pula's found 2 keys so far into 2 checks. I surmise he's going to go over to the left and bomb the floor and get a full front clear out. And that's what he's doing, so... 6 keys in pod, 5 items. There's the map, most useless item in the dungeon.
Now we know it's a crystal, though.
Just a lot of love from Catfish with the full heart.
Yeah, so this route's not paying off, and now he's got the smith, so he's gonna feel compelled to go to the village for this one check. Maybe do purple chest as well, which is another slow second check. So unless Smith bails him out now, I think Scrupulous in a good shape at this stage of the race.
There's the 4th key for Scrupula. And the compass, which gives us what? You gonna check it for Scoop? No? Alright, we'll watch Magnit turn into Smith then.
Gonna leave us in suspense.
Argus.
Okay, Magnit is walk. It looks like Magnit is going in. It's going to do purple chest as well. Oh, and hammer pegs, because we got the hammer done in Hype Cave. So he's got 2 checks here. I don't know if he's gonna do. Surely he's not gonna do the 4th item in Thieves Town. It would be an efficient time to do it, but
I believe you're right with the 2 checks there. He's going to go ahead and work all that in. But we'll see.
nah, surely you're not gonna do Thieves Town as well. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Magnit.
Magnet's going to do it.
Oh boy. Well, if any of these pays off, he's in great shape. But this is it's fairly unlikely, I think.
Scrupula has found all the keys, the small keys in pod. So with map and compass found, that's going to leave the big key outstanding. There is going to be an item left on Argus, which obviously cannot be beaten unless he gets a hook shot in this dungeon.
Yeah, well, I have to say we haven't found much in pod either, right? So
no,
the less Scrupula finds, the more he's going to end up having to do the same slow series of checks that Magnit's just done. Maybe the answer is just sitting in desert all along. Who knows?
I mean, it's beatable in theory, pending the boss. There's the cape for Scrupula.
Yeah, but a Magnit check bumper ledge, and that's nothing.
It's a nice safety to have, but it's not opening anything up. There's the big key, and we'll get one last item that we can check here.
Yeah, we're still... Spike Cave is still not in logic yet until we get some magic. No, we have half magic, so Spike Cave is in logic. With that cape.
Yeah, they could definitely do that if they so desire.
So this looks like Scrupula's doing desert, which makes sense. He doesn't want to go anywhere near Mirrorless mid-chain.
I don't think Scrupula did. No!
Does Scrupula really not do the dam?
Nope. As chat said, just a casual 43-minute dam check.
Oh, Scrupula might have done mini Moldorm directly, intending to do dam to Agina later on. And this is going to work out well, because he's going to do dam to Agina to desert.
Piece of heart in Thieves Town for the final item. So that is a lot of time lost for Magnit there. That's not a gamble I'd have felt comfortable with making, and you were pointing that out as soon as he was doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it was good from an efficiency perspective. If you decide to do these village checks, then it's the only good time to do this final Thieves Town check, really. The payout would have been huge if it had something. So even if it's unlikely, there's still some merit to it. But it has not paid off. Agina, we saw Agina earlier. We still have, so Magnit could still get it paid off with hammer pegs here or the purple chest. But if not, he's probably going to do pod before he does desert. Probably. I'm not 100% sure about that, actually. No, actually, I changed my mind. He's going to do desert because he's going to do purple chest into desert.
Now, Scopula is going into said desert. We're going to find out here very quickly, is this going to be a boots lock desert? Is there anything that they can or can't do in desert? And there is that purple chest carry about over here. We'll see what that turns into. There's the Meer.
Meer, that's pretty huge. And we've got a bomb for the Meer chest. I don't know why you're bombing that. Like, you're not going to get to that too much earlier. Scopula checking to make sure that there is in fact a key on the torch.
So we are going to be boots locked out of desert, but guess what? We got the Meer, which sends us up to the mountain to get the boots, which would eventually send us back into Desert Palace to bonk the torch. Nice sequence there, game. Love it.
Yeah, Magnit will save a bit of time when he gets this mirror and then leaves immediately. And then he'll rush to the mountain as well. So they've done different stuff. Magnit has done Smith sequence in Thieves Town, and Scopula has done pod, but they're both going to be on the correct path again, fairly close together. I'd say Scopula has an advantage not just because he's ahead right now, but because he has the big key for pod, which we know we want.
Get an ether tablet check here. For nothing.
Yeah, we're probably going to go in and see if we can clear Hera, and then we're going to head over to East End Mountain. There's plenty of checks over there.
Well, that's not what you want to see to start off Tower Hera. When you don't have hookshot the Hera pod.
But at least it's not key sanity, so you can just boomerang it.
And there's the big key, so might have been bailed.
Magnus deciding to delay Hera, which is an interesting call.
There's a full heart for Scopula. And bomb. So there's no items there. You're just beating Tower of Hera for the crystal.
Yeah, that's a nice item layout. We're happy about that. But we don't yet know the boss. So we can beat everyone that isn't an Argus or a Cold Stare or a Trinex.
Vidi.
We can beat Vidi.
Half magic, Kate.
Yeah, should be pretty easy.
Definitely, yeah.
Full quiver of arrows as well.
Silvers for Magnit and the 300.
Well, that's a nice find. That'll make his Vidi fight a little bit faster.
Scopula gets their boss victory. There's the flute for Magnit in Paradox Upper. 2 more checks in Paradox Upper. And nothing else but the flute in the upper.
So even though the silvers will save a little bit of time, Scrupula's still going to gain on efficiency because having done Hera first there. Magnit will have to dash back and that'll take longer than the time he'll save in the fight. And both of these dudes are checking the island and then doing spiral, but I think you're going to... I was going to say you were going to climb and do the TR portal anyway, but Magnit didn't. He's doing the Dark World here. So maybe you do want to check the island if you're going to do that route.
Bottle and a 300 and Super Bunny Cave. There is one chest in Logic and Hookshot Cave. They can bonk to that bottom one. Scupula is going to be picking up silvers and flute here in the next few minutes. Or a few moments, I should say. You can get a look at our TR pendant requirement, which is a Bombos.
Yeah, there's some discussion in chat about whether which route is correct. And I'm not 100% sure. You might be right that it's faster to use the bottom portal. But maybe it could be that it's only faster if you
Magnet's going
to check the Total Rock Medallion. Sorry, Mika.
He was going to try to hover, but that fire bar was just... you would have had the magic cable one to even make any attempts to do anything around that fire bar.
Yeah, Magnet's pretty good at the hover, so he probably would have given it a few attempts if it was clear, but it's not really worth it. Right, so Scupula is doing the top portal. So he'll see the medallion sort of for free, but this route is possibly slower when you have to get the Super Bunny items. I don't know. It's not super clear to me which route is better.
I wouldn't have done this route just because you don't have any medallions yet. So if you don't have any, you can't open it. Now, if you had a medallion and the chance to open it, yeah, I'd go for it and take the chances.
Yeah, but even if you have a medallion, you're still not going to go into Turtle Rock, so I don't know.
Chat talking about the time save for Magnit delaying Hera. Didn't get the hook shot, but at least got the silvers. That should make that fight a little bit faster, but again, not too much. It's not a noticeable difference.
Yeah, I still think even with hookshot and silvers, I think you'll still lose time, or at least maybe just break even with Scupula doing Hera first and saving the screen transitions. Really, the gain would have been if he found an item that let him beat a boss that Scupula could not have beaten. So I think Scupula's gaining time here.
Scupula looks like it's going to be doing a Spike Cave play. While we're stepping over each other, we have a little bit of a lull. Again, just going to remind you to follow our runners. They're in the round of 16 for a reason. They are good players. Make sure to give them a follow. Also put information in the chat if you would like to follow us or our awesome tracker, Arya Stark. And there is information on the Enemizer tournaments as well. Just a bottle in Spike Cave. Scupula going into the Dark World.
So I guess this could be Bombo's tablet K45, but I don't know if are we really gonna dip swamp here without the hookshot?
I don't think so. I think we're looking at a... Oh, Magnit has a fairy.
He's a
Okay.
fairy, right? So he's using the fairy frames.
As soon as I said that, I was like, I think he did have a fairy.
Yeah, I wasn't looking.
Scrupulous-
Maybe that was deliberate so that he can empty his bottle for a potion. Maybe the potions are more useful later on.
So Cave 45 is just $100. Now, Scrupula did not go down to do Bombo's tablet.
I guess this is K45 into the Smith chain, so he's going to do Smith chain, which will give a bit of time back to Magnit. However, he's obviously going to do it a lot faster than Magnit did. So I think we're still looking at a decent lead for Scrupula, having cleared the front of pod with the awkward big key. But there's still plenty of race to go. So where is Magnus going to activate the flute?
Did Magnit not do Bonk Rocks and only did King's Tomb? Did I miss Bonk Rocks?
Yeah, I guess he must have just forgotten that he hasn't done them. I don't think I've seen either of them do Bonk Rocks.
No, because that was the first opportunity he could have did it. He just did King's Tomb and left.
Well, how did Scupula do Bonk? No, Scupula did the south route into the village.
Yeah. Scrupula hasn't been to Sank since getting the boots.
Right, Scupula could probably do Bonk Rocks after the flute activation. And then maybe flute down with the purple chest. That's probably the route Scupula's going to do. But then they can't do Bombo's tablet, which is a little bit isolated for them. But you know, you can't do every check in the game. You got to isolate something. Oh yeah, could do
Okay, so
Graveyard
Magnit-
Edge as well. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, you know, we were getting ready to make the same point. Maybe he routes it back in here. Yeah, here he goes. He's going to route it in here. Scupula is retracing some steps here. Magnet's going to give us a fresh check. That is Cane of Burna. So both safeties acquired.
Yeah, that can be a useful item in certain situations as well. Even though you already have the cape, it can still be quite good. Yeah, so Scupula is not doing the North Darkworld stuff. And he's going back for Purple Chest into Bombless Tablet, it seems.
Which we know. He'll be okay. Burna's not a big miss. You got Cape.
But again, if you're bringing your portal here, are you going to feel compelled to do ice, to do Swamp? That is a question.
Or go back and finish Desert.
Well, Desert, you're just going to flute to Desert. So you're not going to win the front door anymore. Yeah. It's interesting decisions about which items to do in which order here. The Bolt Runners are continuing to do slightly different things.
I did not catch that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it might have been an Ether, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's okay, I know for a fact that Arya tracked it. Because Arya is a legend. It was a medallion.
Yeah, sure. It was a medallion.
Nope, I didn't catch it that time either. I still think it might be either. Was it double bombos? Okay, right, fine.
Yeah, double bombos. I just did the whole clip it and put it at 0.25 speed and pause and unpause it. Was that quick of a check.
Yeah, I guess we're probably hoping to not find bombos in the seed.
Yeah, because that's just going to open up a bunch of checks that we don't want any part of if we want our runners to have a timely seed. Try next in desert.
Oh, that's okay. So that's so we need both rods to seed. We knew we needed the fire rod, but now we know they need the ice rod. We may not need bombos, and we may not need Samaria.
And there is an item on Trinex.
Okay, so I think this is Scupula going to do the North Darkworld stuff, the boots locked stuff in Graveyard Ledge, and he may bring this over to Catfish and possibly Pyramid Ledge, which Magnit has done those earlier. So this is a very reasonable route for Scupula, but this is good for Magnit because Magnit's done these checks and they haven't led to anything. Magnit needs to get to pod at some point. I don't know why he's not a pod yet. Okay, Magnet's going to pod. So now they're covering each other's tracks a little bit. And then hopefully they will converge again in Swamp in 5 minutes' time.
Yeah, I'm looking at my tracker. The only outstanding check combined that we do not have between the two, outside of Swamp, is just reading Ped. That's it.
Oh, Ped is pretty dead though, right? Ped can't have a progression, can it?
I haven't even thought about it. I don't think it can.
Oh,
I'm
you know what?
if there's a twisted scenario, chat will think it up. But
Okay, well, I'll tell you the scenario now. It could, in theory, have the fire rod. Oh, I guess it could have the ice rod. The ice rod's actually much more plausible.
But I've clicked and clicked and clicked everything off using my Dunka tracker. So
Argus was in Eastern.
yes,
It doesn't even exist. Eastern doesn't exist. Yeah, so the hookshot can't be on the ped, but either of the rods can be on the ped, although the fire rod is exceedingly unlikely, but it's possible.
now Scupula is going to get this burner here, and we speak of fire rod. Look at Magnit do this. Look at Magnit. Come on, Magnit. Pull this off, buddy. Ah!
That's a really good effort. He had to correct himself quite a few times there and kept the hover going, but
Scupula getting that burner. One place that could come in useful is that Armos Knights fight in Skull Woods.
well,
They do have the silver arrows, which
Yeah, the silvers are still faster. I think.
yeah.
Well, I say I think the silvers are definitely still faster in that fight.
Said all
If
that.
they didn't have the
that
silvers,
silvers.
burn is probably the weapon of choice.
Scupula, you're not gonna do Thieves Town check, are you? I think you are.
This is surprising, but I mean it's good for the race. Like it's gonna even up this race.
So if you're just tuning in, basically, they have all checked everything combined. They're going to do some steps retracing here. But at this point, it's who gets the swamp first and what's in swamp to get the progression going.
Well, that was a just-in-time cape activation. Otherwise, that hand would have grabbed him. Now, was the item in blind cell here in Thieves Town?
Yep, it was all the way into the big chest. So I think they have to go to blind cell to get the key. I think this is Compass right here coming up.
This is going to be close. Who gets into Hookless Swamp first? I think it might be Scupula, but it's a very small gap. This is setting up to be a good race. And Scupula hasn't done the Pyramid Ledge. If I remember correctly, maybe Pyramid Catfish. I can't remember if Scupula did Catfish. There's a couple of outstanding checks maybe for both runners.
Scupula did Pyramid Ledge. I'm almost positive, but didn't. Okay. I don't recall doing Catfish because he went Pyramid Ledge into pot.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, so that was much earlier. Yeah, I missed that.
But while we're all doing similar checks here, just to recap, we know Eastern Palace is an Argus, just for those wanting to know the bosses. Desert Palace is a Trinex. We had a Vitreous in Eastern Palace. We have an Argus in Pod. We don't know Swamp, Ice. We don't know Meer or TR. We had an Armos Knight in Skull Woods. And we had a Moldorm in Thieves Town.
Okay, it looks like I was wrong. It looks like Magnit is going to take the slight lead into Swamp. These are both going to feel pretty bad because there was certain moments earlier on when both of them could have been in Swamp, and it wouldn't have been totally unreasonable.
But it seems no one wants to do a hookless swamp. That's like a play that, you just put off. It's like, I'm going to get the hook shot somewhere else. I'm not going to do this right now.
Yeah, I think I'd rather do hookless swamp than mirrorless Smith Chain. Or, I think there's other things I would like to do less than hookless swamp. It's low down on my priority list, but it's not at the bottom.
Alright, chest number 1 is Bomb. Who said it? Someone in chat said it. Who said it?
Time to leave immediately and go to check notes. Ice or Meer or... we can't get into Turtle Rock with no Samaria. Okay, Ice or Meer.
Cross Stave. Probably just a Bombos and Swamp. I knew someone said it. Well, news for you, Cross Dave. I rolled this evening, even though you fired me from it, so ha. Anyway, no hook shot. Specky clip, have to do this the old school way. Second item's a bottle of green goo.
Did we see Sick Kid?
Yes, it was nothing.
Oh yeah, we checked that, okay. I mean, I also thought about leaving after Bombos, but okay, Ice is a nice place to go, because you can probably clear it, but after that, I don't think he can really justify leaving. Initially, it was my first thought, can we just bail after Bombos? But the more I think about it, the more I think you just have to stay.
At this point, there's so little left. I mean, yeah, you do get Meer to open up. TR is nothing right now without that Samaria, so...
Yeah, we do have the full clearable ice. And is that a... red... What's the red crystals? I can't quite make it out on the screen. Is that
they were ice and swamp.
Okay, so yeah, Pyramid Fairy is nothing imminent.
I would have stuck this out. That's just me, and that's probably why I get beat a lot. But it's like, I'm here, I'm already doing all the mirror transitions. I would have just gambled on left side at this point, because it'd been like the seed would have been, you know, messing around with me that hard.
Well, both of these runners have decided to stick it out, so...
Well, we can find out what the boss is. I think that was an Armos Knight. That was an Armos Knight. So, boss isn't an issue, it's just getting back to the boss that's the issue.
Okay, last chest. I'm not sure it was worth waiting to Samaria.
Worth it.
Oh, we did not. No, it's not worth it. We did not want to fight Samaria.
Well, that just opens up a TR on top of things.
No, we're going to ice first. No, ice is
Exactly.
nice with Samaria, at least. So I guess in a way we did want to find that, but if there's nothing in Ice Palace, then we didn't want to find it.
But you know the way this seed's going, there's nothing in ice. We're getting trolled into doing something in one of these two pendant dungeons that benefit from Samaria.
But Rule of Fire. And I think that Fire Rod is just our go mode, right? Oh no, so we still need
we have to have the ice rod. Hook shot and ice rod.
And the ice rod. Oh my god,
Trinax.
we need loads of things. We need loads of things. Okay, we're going to a pendant dungeon after this. Probably.
Unless everything we need happens to be in ice. Which, that ain't happening. It's going to be a pick your poison.
So let's say there's nothing here in ice. Which poison are we picking? Is it Meer or is it Turtle Rock?
I would go to Meer because there is a very wise streamer in this world that calls Meer Juice Town, and it always has the juice.
You go to Meer here after ice 100%. That is a lot of percentage points.
Again, I never said I was the best runner.
I'm not sure it's so clear to me to go to Meer. Well, I mean, Meer's a risk. You might only get one item, it might be slow.
I mean, I would seriously go, I would probably look at Meer to avoid a mountain climb. But again,
I tell you what, if you're missing 2 items, actually, yeah, I think Meer is the play. I think Meer is probably the play if you're missing 2 items.
to answer chat, you can bonk across that hook-shotable spot in Meer. So as long as you have the boots, you're fine. Well, there's the first item in ice, and that is a full heart. Or that's second item, my apologies. And that was the third item. So we we had nothing in ice. We had a green potion, full heart, piece of heart. I don't know. I'm personally feeling ice.
Magnit. Oh, Magnet's thinking. So we have the 3 items, but yeah, no, this is the crystal. Yeah, I gotta beat this. You don't bail here.
Yeah. Okay, be careful in this room.
He's checking his
time.
I wonder if he feels like he might have skipped a check. I don't think
he did.
He didn't skip iced tea or anything, did he? Because
iced tea's nothing. It would be the compass or map at this point, or a key. Oh, and you can't beat it because it's Argus.
Oh, okay. Surprise, Argus. Welcome to Enemizer. Really, who made this tournament?
Who made this tournament? I don't know. If I knew who made this tournament, I'd find that dude and sock him in the face.
Okay, well, we've got divergence, so Magnit is on Team Meer and sk00pula is on... Well, I thought he was on Team Turtle Rock, but maybe he isn't. And also, I just realized you've got to go the long way to Turtle Rock as well, so...
Yeah.
They're both on Team Meer. Alright, chat, you win. Fine.
Of course, the Magnit just having a little bit of difficulty getting over to that bonk spot.
Yeah, that's the second worst room in Enemizer, and this is the worst room in Enemizer right here.
Now, they have bombos. And this isn't too bad, they're able to do it, but Mr. Ed told me that whenever possible, this is a good room to use bombos in. Just don't mess with the shenanigans, just clear it out. But
yeah, I remember the room that Mr. Ed was watching when he said that, and it didn't want bombos at all. It would have been useless. So, you know, don't always listen to what he says.
Yeah. You know, because every time you want to make a valid point, a learning point in the game always has to punish you and say, no, we're going to make it so you can't do it.
Precisely.
It's Murphy's Law. Chat, in the meantime, is dreaming up all the horror scenarios, so we'll let just chat have fun with itself. We're just going to call the actions. We're not going to get caught up in that. We're just going to think positive for our runners, and that they're going to get what they need in Meer, and things are going to be easy, and they'll be done in no time flat.
That's what I dream for every commentary race.
I mean,
just want to get out of the booth as fast as possible. Nice.
We're not getting paid by the hour.
No.
Not getting paid at all, but anyway, there's one item in Meer, and that is a fire shield. So, yeah. Meer shield lovers rejoice, there is a chance.
There's a question about who's in the lead. You're pretty much watching the live race now, and like the lead is who's ahead and checks in this dungeon. So, and I think it is Magnit. He entered in the lead anyway.
Yeah, Magnit is basically in the lead, and if things end up remaining linear like they kind of have been the last few minutes, it may come down to a GT routing at this point. We'll see. It's still way too early.
Yeah, there can be some variance in how we route Meer, so it can diverge and it can be a bit confusing. But once they both, once they leave,
and there's the fire rod.
There's the fire rod. But we're still looking for hookshot. How did sk00pula get to that first? Did he just not do cutscene?
Cutscene had the compass that's told us that it was cold stare. And Magnit did that, where sk00pula did not. But sk00pula went to that side first with the big key, So now it's going to come over here, it's going to pick up the second item, and then just immediately go to back. So Magnit is still going to go pick up that second item here. So now Scopula...
Well, he's leaving. It's a pendant, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no need to beat the boss unless we need Ped.
So it looks like we have a lead change. Scopula managed to avoid cutscene chest and has turned a 20-second deficit into like a 10-second lead, maybe.
I mean, it could still be a Ped seed. Could be Ice Rod. But they both bailed, so if it's a Ped seed, by some cruel twist of fate, they'll get it later. And they'll check Ped here coming up anyway. So this looks like Scopula's going to be his Skull Woods Armos Knights play. And there still is an item in the back, by the way.
Yeah, one more item here in Skullwood, so this is definitely the right play. Beat your Crystal Dungeon. Just in case the hookshot's here. And if it's not, then I guess we probably are going to Turtle Rock. Oh, and we've a music change because we have a lead change. Nice use of burner there from Magnit, actually. I really like that. He's definitely saved a few seconds on those screens.
Scopula's going to check this item. Now, with one item left, I would go to the boss and beat the boss first. And if that has your item, that just saved you time.
Do we know who the boss is here?
I think he needed a key. Yes. Maybe?
No, he didn't. No. He didn't need the key.
No, he didn't need the key.
No, yeah, that's definitely... I think the wrong order.
Yeah.
Magnet's doing it as well. What is wrong? What are you guys doing? There we go. Alright, thanks for listening, Magnit. Magnet's listening in.
And Scopula's having a little bit of trouble with that Gyptos here, which allows Magnit to sneak back into the lead. We're not going to do constant MSU changing here, so we'll listen to Scopula for a while. Although Arya is technically the one in control, so Arya could change it as many times as they want.
And we have no say in the matter, really.
He can just sit here and click on the button left and right, and it just goes... and we'd be, you know, at his mercy. Well, there's the big key.
Oh, I hate that.
So, to the big chest we go.
Oh, but now Magnit will go back in to get that bridge item, though. That's the problem. So Scopula still
was bailed
because of that.
Scopula got bailed out.
Bailed out.
But you do check Ped while you're here.
Maybe. Ped is really unlikely and very far away. I wouldn't say really unlikely, but it's very far away because you have no pendants. This is a lot of time.
At least you get the knowledge. The magic coin freezes everything, so
almost.
It is dead. We were on the right track with icy stuff, but
the magic blank that freezes everything. Why couldn't the hint say that? And then you have to figure out which item it is.
So, please pour one out for Pedestal. It tried. It tried to be relevant.
Oh yeah, people in chat are pointing out that the bridge chest had to be a key because the key couldn't be locked behind Moth, so the item had to be here.
And just a piece of heart. So, Skull Woods, once they got their fire rod, was just a boss kill.
Okay, and this is probably Turtle Rock. Magnit is doing the save and quit. And you can see how much faster the save and quit is. Maybe it's only marginally faster.
But but Magnet's got great movement skills.
Yeah, look at that. Really good execution from Magnit with the bomb
that
pickup
dude
and
can
everything.
fly.
Okay, so we can see how much time the save and quit combined with the bomb climb saves.
I complimented Magnet one time on his movement speed, and he's like, yeah, I can still get better. And I'm thinking in my mind, you know, I'll just take what you have right now and I'll be happy with it. I don't know how you can get better. Like, dude, if you can get better, that's scary. That's, you know, everyone can get better. Of course, we could all get better, but, you know. It's just so impressive to watch him move sometimes.
Well, we needed some nice, difficult enemies to slow him down. Like this anti-fairy.
All right, we got some divergence of TR, folks. Edge of your seat action.
So one thing I'm wondering is, normally you want to do the roller room and you mirror out and you do the compass chest before going up. But if there's no rollers in the roller room, I wonder if the compass chest first is better. I think roller room first is probably still the better route. Oh, and both of them passed the memory test as well.
So key map in the front three.
Roller route is worse because you could get hookshot in compass. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess you make some sense there. Yeah, so... Well, we have a fire rod, so... Fire rod can no longer be on pedestal.
The ped's dead, so...
No, it can still have a ice rod.
No, we
Fire
checked the
rod
ped.
on.
It has the ether coin.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I forgot about that.
There's our big key, which, not that it matters, we're still probably checking lava chest, but... We are 2 items from go mode. There is a known Trinex in Desert Palace. We need the ice rod. And it's Argus City so far today with 3 of them that are known, but 2 of them are in Crystal Dungeons. And so we need the hookshot on top of needing to be able to clear out Swamp. There is our Quake Medallion. That is our first item of TR.
Yeah, some really nice nice combat there on Magnet's side with the silver arrow was much quicker against the mummy that had the small key. Yeah, he's playing very well. He's extending his lead a little bit. Still pretty close though. There's still both execution and decisions to go. Like when you get the first item, if it's like a hook shot, do you then bail and go and beat your 3 bosses, including and the back of Swamp? Or do you keep going for the ice rod?
Let's see what Magnit runs into first. That's a piece of heart in Mimic Cave. That officially clears out Light World Death Mountain. There's your hook shot.
There we
Still
go.
need an ice rod, though. He is going to go one back.
Yeah, I think I agree. Well, I say I agree with this, but is that a green pendant
Green
boss we've
pendant.
got? I'm definitely doing up to Laser Bridge, but I don't know if I'm doing the boss.
Depends on if there is an item. Now there are 5 items total in TR. We found 2 of them. So if you have an item on the boss, that could be a twofer. And if you get the laser bridge and the boss is beatable, you've already come that far. That'd be bad if it found out that green pendant or the boss had the item, then you'd have to turn all the way back in. I think this is just something. It's like, you know what? We still need the ice rod. The seed has been miserable. I'm here. Let's do it. There's butter. There's compass. That's telling us it's a viddy. There's your ice rod.
There we go.
We're in go mode at 129.53.
Yeah, well, at least they both made the same decision here, and we've just got a flat-out race now to the end.
$130.13. So 20-second difference.
Yeah, 130 into a seed, and we're in go mode now, but we still have 4 crystals to beat.
It's just a matter of preference. There's no right or wrong way. You have to get to them, and you have to beat them.
Yeah, and they have all the equipment they need now at this stage. Gold sword silvers.
Magnet's just choosing. Yeah. Magnet's just choosing to get the shortest dungeon out of the way, it appears.
Yeah, I guess desert might be shorter when they only have the back of it. Oh, sorry, no, Dagon's in desert. Scupula's the one in ice. Okay.
So first chest swamp had bombos, which was absolutely required. And left side swamp, right chest, had Samaria, which was absolutely required. Which got us, at least for getting into Meer, got us the fire rod, and then that Samaria got us all the way in to get that ice rod and hook shot in TR.
Yeah, I think bailing on swamp after bombos would have been a little bit painful, because they would have got the 2 items in Meer, and they probably would have been right back to swamp again.
Not to mention that we found boots on top of Spec Rock Cave. And you've got the Meer in desert, and desert was boots locked. So this seed had all kinds of fun little jokes in it today.
Okay, so we're kind of hoping now that Scupula goes to desert so that we get a good comparison again. Otherwise, we won't know until they enter GT. So we want to see a flute to 6 here. Oh, no.
Nope.
More divergence.
Unless they all save the same dungeon for last. We may not know until Crystal 7's in the books for one of the runners. So while we're all retracing steps here and going back to dungeons that we could not previously beat because it's been so far Argus City, I'm going to remind you they are in the round of 16 for a reason. Please, please give these runners a follow. And give Shady, who's still in the tournament himself, give him a follow. Arya, great runner, was in the tournament themselves. Give them a follow. If you're desperate to throw out follows, I'll take one too. I'd appreciate it. And there is information on the Enemizer tournament for you to take in.
It was a pretty reasonable attempt at the zero cycle on the Argus and Magnit side. It's a bit... I say it's a bit... It's very difficult when you're dropping into the room instead of coming in from the bottom door. It might even be impossible, I'm not sure. But still a very clean fight. So after this, Magnit has Swamp. And Scooby-Doo's not too far from Helma, and then he'll be going to Swamp as well. Oh, Scooby-Doo also has Desert, so actually this is quite a healthy lead for Magnit.
Magnit choosing Swamp next. Yeah, the one thing that favors Magnit for sure in this end game here is his execution is really good. So his movement speeds through rooms, definitely gives him a significant advantage. But again, we're not calling this race over because there's two things that could come into play. One, we don't know how GT is going to be routed and what the best track's going to be. And you never know where Mr. Wallmaster is going to be in GT. You never know.
Oh, a nice little hook shot to the pot by Magnit. It's pretty slick. No need to open any chests on the way, there's nothing that really will help us out. We already have the gold sword and silvers and all 4 bottles.
No, they might need that red armor.
They don't need the red armor unless there's a fun boss on the ice floor. Then maybe they need the red armor.
All right, Magnit mows down the Armos. And that just leaves a pod finish for his pursuit of the crystals. Scopula.
Scopula opening chests. This is fluffing. You don't need those.
Well, we can put down we found a mushroom and swamp for those keeping score at home.
Yeah, there's some talk in chat about having the race time room up and how it affects your execution and all that if you see your opponent finish or if when you're in go mode. It's quite interesting. I wonder if these runners have the room up or not. Like I personally, I tend to pull the room up when I think there's a chance that my opponent has finished, so I can put myself out of my misery. But before then, I don't always have it up. If there's no way they've finished yet, then I might not have it up. So I think there's different approaches. There's something to be said for always having it up, because like a watched race room never finishes. Whereas if it's hidden and then you just never see it finish. And then you bring it up in this disappointment. Oh, they finished 20 minutes ago.
For me, I usually just keep it up until I get to around GT time. And then it just depends on how miserable the seed has made me feel. If I'm at a point where it's like, please be over, I might just leave it up when I'm in GT. But if I'm feeling pretty good, I'll probably just, move it out of the way and then, maybe check before Ganon and then let it go. But my skill level, I'm usually getting beat more often than not, so I keep it up, and sometimes it's just a matter of, hey, I got beat, I'll put myself in the go mode, then be done with my game.
This lead is not as big as I thought it was. Actually, they're both in the boss fight, their final crystal boss fight. Although, Trinex will take a little bit longer, but...
Well, Magnit has collected his 7th crystal. We're going to go ahead and start the GT game. It's most likely going to be based on Magnit hands. So get your guesses 1 through 22 in chat. First person in to GT, we will go by their side. Again, likely Magnit. And if you guess correctly, you win a lifetime supply of randomized Enemizer seeds. And we will end it shortly after Magnit makes their way into GT itself.
It was a nice attempt at the Waffle House drive-thru there, but the enemies were just slowed him down long enough for a cabbage to land on his head, unfortunately. We're going to see that's... Oh, Scopula's going to do it as well. Oh, look at that, saving those frames. That was really nice on Scopula's side. Now we're going to see the Dark World climb. Yes, we are.
I've had debates over which is faster, just hookshotting across and going into the portal, or staying in the light world, going over to TR, and taking the TR portal in.
Yeah, I think I timed it once before Quick Swap, and the light world was slightly faster. And I think the dark world is probably about the same, if not slightly faster now. But I've heard other people say that the light world's definitely still faster.
Well, to close this game down, I'm going with a guess of number 9. And there's the end of the game.
Yeah, even if there's no
We were-
dead rocks in Enemizer, you can get some really nasty things in front of the portal, stopping you lifting the rock. So it can still be very slow in a lot of Enemizer layouts.
All right, so Magnit is looking to do some Dark Magician strats, and it's 3.
Oh, there we go.
3 it be. There was a 3, and it was Linen.
Slightly faster
Linen.
GT route for Magnit. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The Linen wins the game. So, well, at this point, we're looking at execution for Magnit hands as being a huge factor. And we don't know what shenanigans they may enter in the gauntlet and whatnot, but just on a general up and up, Magnit having that lead going into GT and able to just quickly start the climb is definitely going to help him.
Yeah, it's not a huge lead. That kind of time definitely can be made up in an Enemizer gauntlet. But it's going to be tricky. Magnit seems to be doing pretty well so far in the gauntlet. Pretty efficient kill rooms.
And these enemies are nothing in here. He's just mowing them down. This is the room he's had the most trouble in, and that's only just because it's ice physics. That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Swap to the arrow there as well, so we can shoot that and then just go straight for the door.
Vanilla.
Scooby-Doo's playing very well though as well. Actually, he's also doing very well in this gauntlet. Nice easy Lambo fight. That's not going to catch anyone out. Silver arrows. Scooby-Doo's taking a bit more time to pick up these drops, and I don't think you really need these drops. Yeah. He's losing a little bit. He gave the enemy time to run away. The little the little pot crab thing.
And he checked the chests and swamp unnecessarily. So, when you're going to get someone like Magnit who can move, those are little things that they just quickly add up. It's just like, death by paper cuts at that point.
Oh, here's a cold star. A little bit risky. You just need to make sure the little puffs, the ceiling puffs, don't knock you off into the pit. That would be really bad. A great fight from Magnit. Not opening any chests.
Always cape in this room. Always cape in this room. You have it, just throw it on, go through. Don't make it an issue.
If you can afford the magic. I guess he can with all those blue pots that he's not going to need. Oh, that's just a single hit. That's a bit unfortunate. I think that might have just counted as one as well. So 3 singles. Oh, maybe it was a double. There we go. Yeah, fairly comfortable lead now. Just Ganon fight left, and he has all the equipment for Ganon he needs. So, gonna take a Ganon fall. There's just not enough game left really for Scupula to catch up without a big mistake.
And again, Scupula checks the chest. You know, I mean, at this point, we know it's irrelevant, but I mean, there's just little things like that you can't do. You know, when you're in go mode, you're in go mode. There's nothing that was going to save Scupula in any of these checks that he's made. There was no need to get the magic that he had gotten in the gauntlet. You know, against Magnit, that's just, you just make it worse.
Oh, that's an unfortunate miss. It's going to be 2 extra Aga cycles, I think, on Scupula's side. Very nice fight from Magnit so far.
Get your GGs in chat for Magnit Handz, who is finishing this Ganon fight in $150 and 43 seconds. 150.43 for Magnit Handz to take game 1. Scupula dropping down into his Ganon fight. They tried doing different things early, and they both just ended up bottlenecking themselves into Swamp. They did the right play and going to left side Swamp, and it kind of, for the most part, felt linear after that.
Yeah, it was good for the race situation, and like didn't come down to crazy gambles or something. It came down to just executing slightly better, I think.
We needed GT to be a little bit wild, but it was just so quick that, you know, 3 checks and boom, there's the big key. Get your GGs in for Scupula, who has finished his Ganon fight as well. We'll cross the bridge into the Triforce room at a $152.15. So basically a minute and a half separates the two, and hopefully we can get both of them in here for interviews. And I will check to make sure they got their invites. Well, there is Magnit Handz, and we welcome Magnit into the booth. GG's Magnit on your race 1 victory.
Yo, GG Magnit.
Yo, thank you everybody. GG's.
How you feeling after that one, buddy?
Oh my goodness. I could write a book on it, but it just felt like a plan though. That's all I'm gonna say. It just didn't feel great. I felt so bad in every dungeon because I kept thinking I was miscounting stuff. And seeing the boots on, you know, being the taunter that it was, I felt really bad after getting hammer and doing Smith Chain mirrorless. I was just like, come on, mirror, please be via purple chest. And it was not via purple chest. I said, yo, if I do not get this mirror in desert, I lose. And then come to find out, we both really lose because the seed was that bad. I don't feel like a winner. I'm going to be honest. My heart was pounding at the last probably like 2 minutes. But lately, I've just been doing certain breath control to keep myself together while I'm playing. So there's that.
We welcome Scopula into the booth as well. GG Scopula. Kind of tell us what you thought about this seed.
Pass. No. Plead the fifth. I don't know. No. So let's just start with this. I wanted to get the boots that I saw before going to desert in case I needed them. So of course, that's where the boots access is, naturally. And it just kind of went from there.
So, how, Magnit, how were you feeling by the time that you ended up making that swamp play? Because I kind of feel like you guys were just wanting to push that off, and then you had no choice at that point but to go to swamp.
Look, I'm gonna keep it straightforward with y'all, right? After seeing everything I didn't see, and then having to go to swamp, at that point it's just like, okay, wherever the game's gonna Monka steer me, I guess I gotta go. So the game literally Monka steered me after I figured I'd check everything before I checked the dungeons after getting the boots, right? So I'm like, all right, let's push this mirror. It's no way it's gonna be just the dungeons, and then it ended up being just the dungeons somehow. And I was like, wow, okay, this is cool. Hookshot locked bosses, Trinex locked bosses. I said, oh, this is gonna be crazy. All right, gang, take the wheel. I go where you tell me to go, and we go from there. That was it.
So when did you get the boots anyway?
Like 44.
Okay. So you remember and I don't, so a lot of good I did. I don't know. I tell to feel like if it's Slade, it must have been after you, but I don't.
I was gonna say, did you go to Pod? Because like I was so worried about Pod having the mirror that I just literally said, if the mirror's in Pod, I'll accept getting smoked. And when I realized when I got the hammer, I realized I was doing Smith chain. I was like, oh my God, I gotta commit to desert. I'm like, I don't want to commit to desert. I'm like, but I have to because I'm literally taking purple chest over here. So
Yeah. Well, at least the hammer was before Pod, but
yeah.
I sometimes go to Catfish from there, so I didn't. And then when I went to do Graveyard Ledge, I forgot. So Catfish didn't exist, even though Catfish usually has a hook shot.
Catfish didn't have none. I don't remember what it was because I ended up taking the Smith to Catfish.
Yeah, so I don't know, guys. Aria, was it boots then, or because for 2 minutes was it the boots? Because like I don't remember when I got them now, but
It felt like that you guys, once you did all your different checks in the first phase of the game, you both got funneled into swamp at the same time, and it literally felt like you were basically doing the same things in each other's footsteps. Like one goes to Meer, the other one goes to Meer. One goes to TR, next one's going to Terry. You were both there together. And then after, of course, you get your go mode and TR, then you just went through, whatever dungeons you felt like going through, whatever order to clean up so you could go to GT. The biggest difference, there were two things that I noticed. One, Magnit definitely, I've told you this before, you have great movement skills, you have great execution, which was definitely helping you out. And then just a minor thing, Scopula, I just noticed that even though you were in go mode, you were taking time to make checks here and there. You were opening chests that maybe didn't need to be opened. And unfortunately, when you have Magnit that was leading at that point, it's kind of like death by 1,000 paper cuts. So,
yeah, well,
those were the two things that kind of added up in the end.
Yeah, well, one, I don't know how to not do that, apparently. Number two, I'm afraid of something, so I was looking for powder a little bit, but yeah, I mean, appreciate the notice. I tend to like to think I move okay and do some little itty bitty things that are high input, maybe low output, like I'm hammer dashing, but just to clear a path to light a torch at the back of desert. I don't know that anybody does that, but I figure I can flutter my fingers enough on a quick swap, so I hope it makes a difference sometimes, but most of the time I tend to find out it's just, you can do all that, but it's a decision you made or the play that didn't work.
I think one thing was you also went to Hope Room. Magnit went straight to Stalfos Room. He went for the DM strats, I think. So you lost a little bit of time doing Hope Room first and then going left. And I think maybe like you had a couple of extra Aga 2 cycles. Your Aga 2 fight was quite rough.
Yeah,
Magnets wasn't perfect either, actually, like a little bit off, but like I think you had a couple of extra cycles, so and that just really adds up as like easily the hardest boss in the game. People lose so much time on that one.
Yeah, that's a few seconds, but I wasn't thrilled with it. I do remember that, but I had something, but I forget. I gotta get a thing. Hold on.
I mean, the big thing that, you really needed to have a GT path come forward for you, which to you, it looked like it's going to be Hope left. You would have needed, say, something in like Rando Room to come through where Magnit was doing the DM strat. And unfortunately, when you go in and there's the big key in Stalfos Room, that just, there's no chance at that point to try and gain any time.
Yeah, I guess that is where I was going. That since the boots got pushed, in my opinion, late, probably in reality too, I at that point just was like, okay, I need to do something different. So most of the seed, it was stuff that I wouldn't have normally done. However, most of those goofball plays ended up having something like your left side swamp cane. I almost ditched after Bombos to just go to Meer. I'm like, well, maybe it's in here. Maybe it's just really bad. Because at that point, I felt like I needed something. So, felt like that for about 80% of the race then. If that all hadn't happened, and there wasn't a dot done, and I still made it to GT, I probably would have gone straight to Room. But so much questioning ourselves and then having it actually pay off, like that's what feels bad about the longer seeds. It's just not that they're long, but that you do things you normally wouldn't do, figuring, well, I'm going to lose by 20 minutes now, but there was just so much goofy stuff that, as you see, it worked out pretty close and almost 2 hours.
I mean, both of you are going in to Swamp, and you had already scouted Meer and TR, and you know they were both Bombos. So probably pulling that Bombos was not the greatest of feelings, just to add to the wackiness of the seed.
Just wondering how wacky do we think it is? Could we leave? I'm like, better not. But if most of the time you do that, you go left side swamp, you get $10, and you're like, okay, cool. So if there were instances like that, there was that and a couple others during the season, none of them paid out. That's when I would have done something real wacky in GT, if I wasn't again done already. But that was a thing that happened. All of that. Thanks for the third Argus, by the way, Mika. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I tend to roll some beauties when I roll these seeds. I've been told by chat repeatedly to quit rolling seeds, and I keep rolling them, and they keep...
More than that, it's the chaos settings. That is, it's your tournament, and I'm like, well, I know there could be a third Argus. I hope not. There's a third Argus. Hey! It was either that or go to Ice Tea to get a compass, so it's like...
By proxy, though, I will take responsibility of today's Moocow roll, because I definitely said go on ahead and roll it since we're getting ready.
Yeah, I mean, I like Enemizer. It's fun. It's fine.
Nah, Enemizer's fun. Yeah, I agree with that. Sometimes it's a headache, and like around, I think, the 20-minute mark, that's when I got mine. after getting Autologic book and mitts and going, oh crap. Okay. Which I don't know how I survived water walking. I should have died like 3 times.
Yeah, well, see, that's another one. I totally forgot about that. And that could actually count for 2 minutes. I kind of started on the whole south route to go to, because I had like $470 at that point. I'm like, I gotta find 30 some point. So I quit looking. I'm pretty sure it could have just pulled the rock, and I just forgot. So I see the book, and I look, oh, I got 480. Well, crap. And I had bombs and arrows, so I didn't have flippers. I had bombs and arrows, so I could have had it all done by then.
Right.
And then I probably would have been in desert earlier to get the Meer and all that. So hard to say on that one, but yeah, you can. One thing can just keep on affecting the rest of your seed there like that. To your comment though, I purposely jumped onto land because I was thinking I was going to walk by there. I was like, I'm not keeping the fake, because that's what's going to happen. Is I'm going to walk without boots, slow, over deep water and get hit. So like, nope, I will go the long way. But didn't matter. I didn't have the money.
And it turned out early on, we don't know how it would have turned out if those flippers were an old man, because by the time you were getting those flippers on the rescue, Magnit had already done his splash delete fake flipper and was picking up the mitts, and we looked at that thinking, oh, that's going to be a big play, and then it was just like, oh, at the same time you picked up your flippers, and that kind of definitely bailed you out early, because if those flippers weren't there, you shudder to think what kind of advantage Magnit would have had just by fake flippering to those mitts.
Yeah, and even when I got the mitts, I was thinking, well, okay, maybe this one gets skipped because maybe people do the whole Zora. I tend to see people will fake flip all the way to hobo and then back and then up, and usually without flippers, I skip one or the other. So, just a difference. I thought maybe I would have had mitts earlier, and I was like, well, okay, mitts must be the play. Let's do that. Let's push that. Let's not go to desert. So you walk all through the dark world, and mitts were not the immediate progress. Things that looked like they could have helped you, you need them anyway, but weren't as great as you expected. Just it was a mess.
Well, it looks like you guys already have a game 2 set up. That's going to be Friday, January 26th at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And keep your eyes peeled. We do have someone that's willing to track that, so we should be able to get some comms, get you guys to restream again on Friday. Magnit will, of course, look to take the 2-0 win. Magnit, do you have any other thoughts about the seed or just anything in general?
Yo, get me to game 2, please. GG, Scopula.
Yeah, GG's.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks, Mukau. Thanks, Shady. Thanks, Arya.
Yeah, and thanks to everybody. Yeah, thanks for that. I forgot. Sorry about that, y'all. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I show up kind of, I get in pretty much at 4, so like, oh boy, restream is sweet. I'll just change some settings and pretend it's not a thing, but it's always in the back of your head. I don't know that it really affects me, but it might. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see on Friday what happens. Thanks again. I'll catch you.
And went ahead and put some links in the chat to give these runners a follow if you haven't already. They put on a great game 1. They'll definitely be putting on a great game 2, I imagine. There's also links to follow our tracker, myself, Shady, who's also in the tournament, as well as information on the Enemizer. And I think that's going to do it for me. Shady, if you want to just go ahead and take us home.
Yo, thanks so much, Mukau. This was a lot of fun. And stay tuned for more races over the next couple of days. There's plenty on the schedule. Hopefully we get restreamed for them. The next one is 9 p.m. tonight. Maybe there will be a restream, maybe not. We're not sure, but keep your eyes open. And thanks so much to you, Mukau, and thanks to Arya and the runners. And I'll catch you all again later. Take care.